Yes, I'm ready. Hello, YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. Yes, I have the fan on. I'm a little chilly, but it's okay. I got the shawl. My wrap. Good evening to all of you in YouTube land. Right now the time is approximately 6 p.m. and 8 minutes Eastern Time, and the date is Sunday, December 6th, 2020. I want to apologize to all of you for not having done this particular video prior to the beginning of December 2020. However, it is my intention, and I really want to do a better job of keeping that intention, of making these videos for Llewellyn's tarot calendars and, of course, the Many Moons lunar planners ahead of schedule. So, like, I'm doing the December 2020 entry of Llewellyn's 2020 tarot calendar today, 6 days into December. But the one for the entry for, say, the January 2021 entry of Llewellyn's 2021 tarot calendar, I want to do before the end of this month. That way y'all are ready, prepared, you know? So, I'm going to have my amazingly awesome audiovisual person do some close-ups, specifically of the cover of Llewellyn's 2020 tarot calendar. And for those of you who are new to my YouTube channel, all of the videos in this series have the same image as the thumbnail. So if it is this image, it's for 2020. If it's the image for 2019, it'll be that cover. And I'm going to also have them do a close-up rather, of the back of the design, the back of the calendar, the last page, if you will, the back cover. And now we're going to go to Llewellyn's 2020 Tarot Calendar's December 2020 entry, and I'm going to have them do a close-up of that. And by the way, when I started preparing for this video, I totally forgot about the Forest of Enchantment Tarot, but I still want it. I still want it because, and I am going to review Llewellyn's 2021 Tarot Calendar again, and make a list of the tarot and oracle, the tarot decks that are there that I want, that draw me, etc. And I know one of them is the Shadowscapes Tarot, because there is a spread in Llewellyn's 2021 Tarot Calendar that uses the Shadowscapes Tarot, and I definitely want to make sure that I have that. So I'm going to take a quick sip of my Polar brand Blueberry Lemonade Seltzer. By the way, this is my favorite flavor of all of the Polar brand seltzers. I love the Blueberry Lemonade one. Oh. So good. It is really, really good. That is just so good. Okay. Oh, I need to get my eyes. I was like, oh. I actually have a listen to me. I have an appointment with my new optometrist in a few days. So I will have actual prescription lenses before the end of the month. I'm very excited about it. I have not needed to wear eyeglasses since I was 18. Actually, since I was 17. So it's interesting that I'm going to go back to wearing eyeglasses. I want some super cool frames. I'm telling you right now. But that's for another time. So anyway. So we're going to talk about the Four of Spells, which I believe is more commonly known as the Four of Wands. And by the way, one of my favorite things with... What's the matter, Isis? Did you hurt your ear? You scratched too hard again? Come on, you know better. You need to be a little gentler with your claws. Oh. Oh. I'm being concerned for you and you're hissing at me. Stop your hissing. Here I am being so loving and she's like, yeah, yeah. You know how ugly that sounds? And you are not ugly, you're beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Living with her. Normally I'll say living in a city, living with her. But I do love her. I want to wring her neck. But I love you. I absolutely love you. I love you, I love you, I love you. I create some static charge and she doesn't hiss. This she hisses. Anyway, I'm going to read about the Four of Spells, which is more commonly known as the Four of Wands. This is from the Forest of Enchantment Tarot. I'm going to read the tip. I love Barbara Moore's tips. And I'm going to also do the Get Ready to Party spread, which I'm very intrigued about since I'm not one for partying in December. I mean, you know, I don't go to a club in December, even for New Year's Eve, and all that other stuff. So let me begin with the Four of Spells from the Forest of Enchantment Tarot, which is more commonly known as the Four of Wands. The energies of the fours is like a pause, as in play pause. In some cases, the pause causes stagnation. When coupled with the energy of fire, pardon me, it is a reminder to stop activity, take a break, and celebrate. Now, I remember that one of the traditional meanings of the Four of Wands is the house card. So a lot of times when it comes up in a person's reading, it means that they're going to change residences. Now, because wands to me primarily represent work and career endeavors, I sometimes look at the Four of Wands as the person is going to change professional residences, as in a possible relocation. Because there are some companies that have multiple locations in different states, even in different countries. So if you happen to work for those countries, if you happen to work for one of those companies, the possibility of relocation is a real one, even if it's put on hold right now because of COVID-19, let's say. But I do find that Four of Wands, and you know, years ago, my personal psychic advisor, Roger Pratt, taught me that one of the esoteric interpretations of the Four of Wands is rebuilding the spiritual temple. So this card could also be about rebuilding something, rebuilding it could be rebuilding your spiritual temple, it could be rebuilding your set of spiritual practices, it could be reorganizing or even restructuring your spirituality practice, or your magical practice, or your whatever kind of practice that is metaphysical, magical, and mystical in nature. But I am going to say, because I am feeling guided and led to contemplate a little bit about the pause. So, what kind of a fiery pause for you right now? You know, I said that I've never been one for going to lots of holiday parties in December or New Year's Eve parties, so I know that for a lot of people that is on hold. But what other kind of fiery type of activity have you needed to put on hold? Whether it's because of COVID-19, or because of another major life change, or because of a structure, or a restructuring, or what have you. Tip: Tarot on the go. This one, I love the sound of that. Practicing is the best way to develop your reading skills. To expand your opportunities to practice and to have cards handy at almost any time, keep a mini deck in your bag or pocket. These small decks are cute and easy to carry around. This way you can do a quick reading for a friend at a coffee shop or restaurant. By the way, I have done that. I have often talked about how much I love one of my favorite people on the planet, the Michelle Swan Graham, Swan of Dreamers on YouTube. And one of the things that I've said is that, you know, she's one of the few people to whom I happily give a free reading. And really, I do not remember the last time she ever paid me. Actually, no. I do remember the last time she paid me for a reading. It was in July 2012. No, it was earlier than that. It was July 2017. It was actually the last Black Mirror Salon at Catland Books in Brooklyn. And it was amazing because it was the day that I was the only reader. And it blew my mind because I was like, I didn't do the whammy on all the other readers because I don't do that. But it blew my mind because there had been several other type of reading salon events at Catland that had multiple readers, including one of the co-owners, Dakota. And I was like, this is so crazy. How can I be the only reader? I was the only reader. Everybody else was sick, or they weren't feeling well, or they were feeling under the weather. And Dakota only came to the store to retrieve his debit card. And Once they retrieved their debit card, they were out the door. I forgot, Dakota is non-binary. They prefer the pronouns they and them. I need to meet more people that are non-binary so that I can practice saying they and them more often. I really need to do that. And they were like a blur. Dakota arrived, Dakota retrieved their debit card, Dakota left. Didn't even realize when they came into the store. Didn't even realize they had left the store. And I think I was in the middle of a reading at that point. Anyway, I loved it. I was so thrilled. And it made me happy because I was just like, you know, I mean, personally, I still want to give readings at a public venue where there are other readers and I still make the same amount of money that I did that day. I still want that. I stand for that miracle in 2021. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So, but you know, I really do love that. I used to, on a regular basis, always carry a deck with me, and I don't do that as often. I don't do it that often for a lot of reasons, but I really feel like that's something that I need to do again. And, you know, I am long overdue to have the tin experience. I really am. I'm long overdue to have a deck and a tin. Because a deck and a tin will be small enough for me to carry on my person. And one thing that I'm very fond of is blazers and coats that have multiple pockets. So, and, you know, winter is coming. And you know what that means. The night is dark and full of terrors. I am a diehard Game of Thrones fan. And now, between the conclusion of Game of Thrones and the prequel movies, or series, I don't know if I thought it was a movie, or series of movies, but between them, I really need to begin reading the first novel in the series. Because I'm long overdue. Anyway, so I'm curious, do any of you do tarot on the go? Because and it really is a great quality. It is a great, and personally, one of the things that I find is that carrying a tarot deck on one's person, especially a new one, is a great way to help it attune it to your energies. And right now, I haven't been doing that much, but I think I need to change that. In fact, I have a perfect opportunity tomorrow. Yes, I do. Okay, so I'm going to read the thing about the Get Ready to Party spread. It is a 5-card spread, by the way. And this is what I'm going to read. Now, keep in mind, this was written more than a year ago, so, you know, keep that in mind. Get Ready to Party, 5-card spread. The end of the year is a great time to pause and celebrate the passing year. Just as we may physically prepare for a party with special clothes, gifts, or food, we can prepare our inner self so that we can participate with joy, leaving burdens behind, at least for a while. Now, I do need to acknowledge that because of COVID-19, partying may be put on hold for a lot of people for a lot of reasons. I personally have no problem having a party on my own. I really don't. And there are days when I have a party on my own. It's a very subdued party, because usually it involves a book, and my bed, and a good book, and at least one of the cats. That's my version of a party on my own. And believe me, I love that kind of party. It's usually a big cup of coffee or a big cup of tea. More often than not, it's a big cup of coffee and a bottle of seltzer nearby. But it's still a party on my own, and I love it. Card number 1, the highlights, the thing you most need to celebrate or honor. Card number 2, best thoughts, the mindset that you should cultivate. Card number 3, sweetest emotions, the emotions you should focus on. Card number 4, your gift, what you can share with others. Card number 5, put on hold, the one thing that will put a damper on your festivities. Now, before I cast the cards, I'm going to say something that I have said a few times on my YouTube channel, as well as in person, as well as online on the other social media platforms that I use. And one of them is that I am no longer going to apologize for being happy and doing well. I know a lot of people have been ravaged and have suffered because of COVID-19. I now know 2 people whose respective mothers died because of COVID-19, and yet I feel that I have the right and the responsibility to be as happy as possible and as successful as possible, because I almost died in 2019. I almost died not once, not twice, but 3 times. It is a magical miracle that I am alive and walking and breathing, and I'm not going to put my life on hold. I'm not going to stop being happy because people have died because of COVID-19. I'm not going to stop doing my best to be of service to others, even virtually and infrequently in person, because of COVID-19. I'm not going to apologize for anything. If I am happy and I'm healthy, I'm going to be happy about that. I'm going to be proud about that, and I'm not going to hide that, because I shouldn't have to hide that. And by the way, neither should you. You should not have to tone down your success, your prosperity, your happiness, your glow of health and well-being just because of other people's reactions and responses to the COVID-19 pandemic. And I invite you to stop doing that right the fuck now. If you've been doing that for the entirety of 2020, please stop doing that now, because you may think you're doing somebody else a favor. No, you're not. You're not doing somebody else a favor. You're certainly not doing yourself a favor. All right. The tarot deck that I'm using is the Tarot of 78 Doors. If memory serves, it was written by Maria Caratti and illustrated by Anthonella Platano. I have every deck that she has illustrated. I think there's one that I have yet to acquire, but okay. I need you to hand me those cards. Oh my goddess. There are 5 cards. It's a 5-card spread. You cannot make this shit up. Oh my god. And the final message card. Yes, no, no. And the final message card. Yes. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. Well, which one is it? Oh. Okay. 3 final message cards. That I heard a clear and evident yes. Okay, well, there you go. And if you've already watched my Many Moons December 2020 video, I'm putting these all up right, whether they come up reversed or not. Just saying! Hope you're listening up there! I can hear them laughing. You know what that means. Okay. Get ready to party. The end of the year is a great time to pause and celebrate the passing year. Just as we may physically prepare for a party with special clothes, gifts, or food, we can prepare our inner selves so that we can participate with joy, leaving burdens behind, at least for a while. Alright, I'm going to actually do this the way it's set up. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, card number 4, and card number 5. And I will read the final message cards individually. Okay, so card number 1, the highlight, the thing you most need to celebrate or honor. Six of Swords. You most need to celebrate or honor the fact that you are here. The fact that you are moving forward. The fact that you actually have breath, life force energy. Swords correspond to the element of air, as in your breath. You are breathing, you are alive, you are moving, and you are indeed moving forward. Card number 2, best thoughts, the mindset that you should cultivate. The World. It's funny that card came out because the World card is astrologically aligned with the planet Saturn, which rules Capricorn. At the end of December, we will be in the sign of Capricorn. At the end of December, we will be at the sign in the sign of Capricorn. At the end of December 2021, we'll be in the sign of Capricorn. And it depicts a child being born into the world. So, in spite of COVID-19, it is imperative that you acknowledge that you are alive, that you are breathing, that you are moving forward, that you are receiving what you need. And, you know, one of the things that Cheryl, the living goddess of notions and potions, reminded me is that the goddess provides. The goddess is not at our beck and call, but she does provide, especially what we need when we need it most. So, look to 2021 as an opportunity for creating more new life energy for yourselves. Is there something that you had to put on hold in 2020? Are you going to keep putting it on hold in 2021? Do you really need to keep putting it on hold going into 2021? Questions to consider. Card number 3, sweetest emotions, the emotions you need to focus on most. 4 of Wands, your ability to move forward, your courage, your inner strength, your knowledge or idea or ideal, or even at the barest minimum inkling that you have the right and the responsibility to be alive, that you have faith, that you have the opportunity to cultivate and strengthen your faith. Card number 4, your gift, what you can share with others. 6 of Wands, your success, your joy, your peace, your health, your plenty. I just heard the words, there is always something to give, in my mind. There is always something to give, there is always something to do, there is always something to share, there is always something to create. Even if you may not be in the best place for yourself. I'm remembering something. Years ago, I learned the existence of the word ontology. Ontology is the study of being human. We are conditioned to always focus on the negative. We are trained to always focus on the negative. We are not conditioned and trained from an early age to be happy and healthy regardless of what is happening in the world around us. So, that being said, what can you do for someone else right now? What can you do for yourself right now? What can you give to another right now? What can you share with others right now? What can you do right this moment or tonight or tomorrow, as the case may be, so that you can help at least one other person move forward in their lives? Card number 5, put on hold. The one thing that will put a damper on your festivities. How ironic. It's the Devil card. The card that corresponds to the sun sign Capricorn, ruled by the planet Saturn. So, maybe what you need to put on hold is obsessive worrying about life, about your life, about the lives of others, about COVID-19, about coronavirus, about what this person is doing, about what that person isn't doing, about what these people are doing, about what these people aren't doing. maybe what you need to do is stop worrying excessively about all the things that you've been worrying excessively about and just live your fucking lives. Live, live, live. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Thrive, thrive, thrive. Recently, I'm remembering something that somebody said to me. She hadn't seen somebody in a long time, and this person just asked her, not even consciously, just absently, "How are you doing?" And she told her, "I'm doing great, I feel wonderful, I have so much love from my family and that from me to them, and a new avenue of opportunity opened up for me, and I'm making more money this year than last year." And this other person was like, "How can you say that? Don't you know what's happening in the world?" And yes, it was because of COVID-19 that this woman reacted to my friend that way. And you know, it just got me to thinking, if we will always, because that's the nature of being human, that's the study, that's the wiring of being human, we are always going to find something to complain about. We're always going to find something to grouse about. We're always going to be like, we're always going to do that because you know what? It's always there. When I first began leading prosperity classes, I used to always tell people, listen, if you want to be around other people that are going to grouse about the economy and about not having enough money and nobody's buying and nobody's prospering, all you need to do is walk 5 steps. Walk 5 steps out of your home, walk 5 steps out of your apartment, walk 5 steps into a place of business. Just walk 5 steps and you will always, always, always find somebody to complain about money, about economy, about their jobs, about this, that, and the other thing. And you want to know something? All you need to do now is walk 3 steps before you hear somebody complain about something. You have a choice to make for 2021. And I am being told that I must say this right here and right now. You have a choice regarding how you respond, not react, respond to 2021. And there is a cat in the door, in the bedroom, that will need to wait for 1 moment. How are you going to respond to 2021? Are you going to complain? Are you going to say, well, nothing is happening because of X, Y, and Z? Or are you going to say, you know what? This is a reality, and I'm not going to let it stop me. Be right back. Or as a friend of mine would say, BRB. Cat number 1 and cat number 2. Or rather, cat number 3 and cat number 2. Okay. So I invite you to be happy and healthy and to move forward in 2021. And with that, final message card number 1. 9 of chalices, 9 of cups. What wish are you going to finally allow yourself to receive and manifest in 2021? Final message card number 2, the Empress, the Empress. So much love, so much money, so much creativity. How much more joy can you stand? How much more peace are you willing to receive? How much more money are you willing to manifest and attract? And final message card number 3, the Emperor. Take what you've learned in this Emperor year and run with it. Move forward with it. Learn from it. Allow yourself to actually, absolutely move forward with what you've received, what you've learned, what you've intuited. And the exchange between my awesome audiovisual person from my YouTube videos and Durga the cat is priceless. And I wish it was covered on the film, but you know. And you know, I'm also going to say, I know that this has been a very challenging year for a lot of people for a lot of reasons. And not just because of COVID-19. Because you want to know something? Before COVID-19 there were challenges, and after COVID-19 there are going to be other challenges. And some of them are going to be a walk in the park, some of them are going to be a slice of cake, some of them are going to be even worse. I truly believe that there is wisdom in the phrase, some things need to get worse before they get better. It is not something that I came up with. That was a phrase that has been in existence long before I came into the world, and it might very well be in existence long after I leave the world. When I'm ready to leave. Not when I almost died 3 times in a row. But that's another story. But I truly believe that we have the right and we have the responsibility to make the most of our lives regardless of what is happening in the world. And I invite you to do that every day that you wake up and every day that you draw breath. And with that being said, YouTube, thank you as always for honoring who I am and what I do. Thank you so much for all the likes, for all the shares, for all the comments, for all the subscriptions to my YouTube channel. Thank you especially for those of you who have been scheduling your sessions. And may Isis Fortuna, who is the goddess of the sacred tarot and by extension divination, bring all of you and yours all the blessings and gifts and miracles that you need to know and execute your next step forward. Good night, and stay tuned for the next video.